But you don't see that, do you? No, we got to go mix it up with everything. Was it Richard Feynman who wrote a defense of dropping the bombs? I don't know, Barco. I'm not that schooled on that particular incident. I remember the Enola Gay, Little Boy, Fat Man, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and frankly, look at it this way. Every mature citizen, and many that were below the age of maturity, was willing to pick up a firearm in defense of their country. They were fiercely loyal. That means that had we gone ashore, we may have lost another 100 or 200,000 men. And you have to think, I know it sounds terrible, but you have to think in numbers when it comes to saving American lives. What are you going to do? Frankly, I kind of think I would, under the circumstances, I think I would have okayed the bombs. I honestly do. And that's a hard choice. I would not make that with any smile on my face. That's an extremely hard choice. But considering the number of lives lost and saved, for one thing, more of them would have died. We killed 90,000 total in the bomb drops, 50,000 in one city, 40 in another. By most estimates, they vary pretty wildly, actually. But even take a high estimate, say 200,000, we would have killed well over a million, if we had gone on a ground and air campaign there. So if you look at it that way, just by the numbers, a lot of lives were saved. But the method has to be in question. You know, it's... So what do you think, guys? We get rid of nukes all over the globe, get rid of all of them? So now we're assuming the American government cares about American lives. Well, back in World War II they did, RD. I'm not so sure they do now. Right now, I think our American government is mostly focused on power and the protection of rank. Eisenhower was awesome. I mean, Eisenhower was the guy that basically came out and tattled on the military-industrial complex. Bless his heart for that, because that's what's fucking our budget today, because nobody listened to him and nobody kept an eye on him. The military, the industrial complex, 20% of our budget going to defense, 10% of that to black projects. Those fucking contractors are chewing your ass up right now, because you can't see what they're doing and you can't decide if we need it. Our Navy is bigger than the next 13 most powerful navies combined. Do we really need to be pouring 20% of our budget into the military? I don't think so. Military, industrial, academic complex. Really? I did not know that, Barco. Barco's a sharp catch, y'all. He will catch you. You miss some shit. He will catch it. RD, I love the European view of what happened in World War II. For one thing, most of the Americans that talk about World War II want to say, we saved everybody. First of all, nobody spent more in lives and resources than Russia. Russia got kicked in the dick with a steel-toed spiked boot. All right, so have a little bit of sympathy for them, at least around that era. And the UK took a beating over and over and over again. Those other countries, as you get out from England and you start to move east, they were just basically taken over. I mean, the Nazis rolled in and said, we'll take this shit, thanks. Oh, you don't want to listen? Go shoot him in the back of the fucking head in the street so people can see, so they know we're not bullshitting. Yeah. Guy Shea says FDR and our Constitution says there will be no federal ID number, hence Social Security numbers. Try to get a job or driver's license without one. That's correct. So what do you think, guys? Should we not have something like that? What should we have? State? Should we cap it at the state level and just have state IDs that are then interchangeable between states? Barco says defense spending is no more of a waste than giving niggers phones and EBT cards. Well, first of all, you got to look at the budget on that. Take a look at the budget. Tell me how much money's going to so-called niggers and phones and EBT cards. And once you find out the numbers, come back and talk to me about it. And another goddamn argument I'm sick of hearing about is foreign aid. We can't afford no foreign aid. We got problems at home. I'm not even going to tell y'all how little we spend on foreign aid. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. If we took 3% away from the goddamn military budget and spent that on foreign aid, America would gain security that she has never known. But no, we're not going to do that because that makes too much goddamn sense. We need welfare. You got to have something in the richest country in the world for your people that fall on their faces. People that are looking to abuse it, they need to go to prison. Report them. Look what insurance being mandated has done for the U.S. I think that Obamacare has, it's getting constantly updated. It's like one of those Radio Shack cars you get that has interchangeable parts. And I've never seen Obamacare look the same 2 days in a row. So it's a growing, changing thing. It'll look good soon. We can't go back to what we had. I mean, that's not an option. We've got to do something. If you don't like Obamacare, fuck it, scrap it. But we got to change the whole let's use the ER as our doctor philosophy. How do you like healthcare over there in Holland, RD? Tell me about it. Tell me why America should copy Holland. He says, we can't afford anything we're doing. We're broke. Our futures are broke. What would you change then, RD? What's wrong with it exactly? Apocalypse is still against foreign aid. Okay, I see what you're saying, Apocalypse. You don't want a mandated foreign aid project. You want a voluntary. But if we leave it to voluntary, there won't be any foreign aid. And we won't have any money going to those people who are helping us combat terrorism and plots around the world, to our allies who desperately, and we're talking about people who can't even get a coat to wear in the winter. We need to help those people. The homeless in America, in every state, has an option. They have options to get clothing and shelter. All they need to be done, and I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, a lot of these people have mental conditions. They need to be led to the water, and then they'll drink. But some of them don't want it. They just... You know who I'm talking about. A lot of these people with mental illnesses, veterans with PTSD, they've got to be led to the water, but a lot of times they'll turn right back around and head back out to the overpass. It's a very sad thing. What is the answer? I keep hearing about what's messed up in this country, but I don't hear anybody saying what would fix it. So come on, guys. We can do this. Let's put our brains together. What's going to fix America? What's going to fix Holland, RD? Only thing RD would change is everything. Okay, here's Guy. He's coming up with solutions. I like tax breaks for small businesses that hire from within the local communities. Yikes, sounds like Reaganomics. True, but trickle-down economy sounds like eating crumbs from the king's table, but it does work economically. It doesn't work so well for me socially, but it's better than what we have right now. You know, this trying to constantly inject money into the lower middle class to try to spur business isn't working. We've got to take a different approach. Marco says, I love RD bitching as he comfortably sits at a computer in a house. Apparently RD thinks internet access and computers are a natural phenomenon. Well, if Zuckerberg has any say in the matter, internet will be free worldwide. But you notice, he sure as hell didn't start with America. Do you know what his reason was? Because people asked him, oh, you're going to Africa, you're going to Asia, you're setting these people up with free internet. Mark Zuckerberg, what about America? Why didn't you get America set up with free internet? His answer, most people in America are already set up with internet. In other words, the country that launched me, the country that made me, fuck them. I want to go help out the ones that are starving, because people that are starving to death need nothing more than to look at cat pictures on Facebook. How about taking care of the country that took care of you, Mr. Mark? And so that was his reason. Most people in America already have it. And the hidden message there, most people in America already have it, and they're paying for it, and I don't give a fuck. And he wants to act like he's Mr. Save the World because he's given free internet access to third world countries. Fuck you. Take care of the country that took care of you first. You know, are we eventually going to be looking at free power? Everybody going solar? The hardware will get cheaper and cheaper. I mean, picture it in 200 years if solar really takes off. So you've got these used items. They're getting cheaper and cheaper anyway. So you got the 10 and 15-year-old stuff being given away, and it's producing, 15,000 megawatts of power per. Yeah, I mean, and of course solar can be stored in batteries. So I'm so sick of hearing people that won't read up on this shit say, what about cloudy days? Oh my God. Localized nuclear reactors to power hoods. I got no problem with nuclear. The payoff is worth the risk for nuclear, but people are afraid of it. Free is the F word in a greedy capitalistic society. Yeah, it is. 2016, get ready for repeals. Yep, there will be. If we do get a Republican in there, and if we maintain a Republican-controlled, it's not going to be a major majority, but if we maintain Republican control, if we have full Republican control in the Congress, in the House and Senate, you're going to see bills flying through that will systematically disassemble Obamacare. But I don't know what it is with America. We always stay perfectly divided, just enough to make shit stop moving. If we do get a Republican in there, the United States. What do you think I'm talking about, RD? Where'd you think I was from? APOC, so glad you call his all caps for ads to be seen globally. I don't get it. I don't understand. Zuckerberg wants his ads to be seen globally. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're saying that his free internet service is really just advertisements for him. So it's free billboard. Well, it's paid billboards, but will net him income. I don't know if he cares that much about money anymore. I think he's after. If you ever look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Mark Zuckerberg's up there at the top. He's trying to feel great about himself and be seen in the public eye as a modern day saint. But it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. Free internet service to people that need fucking food is not gonna work. You got it wrong there, man. While you're at it, make sure they have enough Connect 4 games, because obviously someone with a bloated stomach and dysentery and goddamn beriberi and they want to know where to put the next token so they can win Connect 4. I don't know. Y'all are going to end up getting me started with supply side economics and all this bullshit. KAK, please delineate the hierarchy of needs without reference to Google or Wikipedia. Well, I'll do my best, Marco. It's been a long time. But down at the bottom, you have food, water, shelter, sex. And as you go up, you move into things that are more of a not necessarily needed to survive, but gradually you go from needs to wants. So you got your health, and as you move up, you got a feeling of community belonging and a feeling of how you look to the public. And as you continue to move up, you want to feel like you give. You're a giver. And I've always said that people that give a lot and talk about it are really no different than people buying advertising. That's all that is. People that give a lot and do good deeds for people and don't talk about it, those are truly good people deep down. I think if there's any such thing as karma, I think you lose. If you do a great deed for somebody and then you tell somebody about it, I think if karma truly exists, which I'm doubtful about, you lose credit for that. You lose your goodness credit for that. Because now even if you didn't mean to use that to sell